You're listening to Two Girls, One Crossword.
It was a cold one this morning
It was.
compared to the day before.
It was really hot the day before. I was literally like on AccuWeather counting down the hours to when it was going to cool down because I don't have my AC unit installed.
I know.
And I was like, it was too hot last night. It needs to be cool this morning.
Right.
I kept like telling Alex, I was like, all right, it's supposed to cool down in an hour. It'll be down at 45 at 9 o'clock.
No, seriously, I was sweating. Because my heat is still on in the building. Like, they haven't turned it off yet. And the bathroom heat, even though it's like closed, still
Seeps in.
It seeps, right? The others are less like that, but the one in the bathroom, and you're in there and you're like, I'm just trying to like have some me time, and I'm like sweating.
I know. Nothing like in my apartment, the radiator in the bathroom is huge compared to then if there's like one other radiator in the apartment that's like a third of the size. But sometimes the bathroom gets so hot, and if you ever like wake up with like a, your stomach's hurting, one of those that like pulls you out of your sleep, and then you're in there and it's like a sauna. It's like, this is literally hell. I'm fighting for my life in here.
This is the worst that could possibly happen. Exactly. And it's one of those things, like we can manage temperature in our apartment pretty well, but like when you don't have time to prepare for that preparation,
The random heat wave
is like never not good for anybody.
Well, it's cool for another week, so I'm happy about that because I'm moving and I'm not going to install a AC unit before moving. So
how quickly are you moving? When is it?
I'm moving quick. We're running over to the new place.
She's been running towards the new place ever since she signed.
Well, we're moving at the end of April.
Okay. Whatever that means.
I don't want to give the exact time and
No, I
dates
know.
and
She's
addresses.
like, at this address, be there, free pizza to anybody who helps me move. We're past that stage of our lives. Yes, we used to be that people. I think Grace luckily got to miss that big stage of her
I
life.
helped you move into...
No, you helped us move. I just mean like you missed the constantly moving and having to like ask your friends to help you move, which is like the most embarrassing thing you could ever ask your friends to do. But sometimes it can't be helped.
That's why I haven't moved in 7 years.
It's true. She's just
I will not
too
ask
afraid,
for help.
Too afraid of the embarrassment. Anyway, hello.
Shout out to movers.
We're back for another week. Just us two girls and our single crossword. We only do one crossword a week here, folks. We are two girls, one crossword. And if you have been here for a long time, you also know that we're a little bit, we're fibbers. So we do more than one crossword a week.
Yeah, we used to do
That's
one
my joke.
crossword together. I see.
It's true. Yeah.
So it really was two girls against one crossword. Who would win?
Often the crossword would win.
True. Or you'd have to recruit a cut. So it's like two girls plus three other coworkers.
Yeah, exactly. Text our
One
friend who knows
crossword.
something about baseball. Yeah, that was us.
And here we are with your favorite weekly Podword Crosscast.
Back again. I'm Chelsea Rowan. Thanks for tuning in.
And I'm Grace. I also thank you. Shall we... We've meandered enough. Shall we jump right into our Polapalooza from
Polapalooza, please.
last week? So on Twitter, we asked our followers, what's your favorite award ceremony? Based on last week's EGOT topic.
That's pretty good.
So options were Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and Tonys. And guess what?
What?
There was one award show that got all the votes, and the rest got zero, zilch. So the winner, by a long shot, was the Oscars.
I'm not surprised.
I feel like most people, if you're going to watch one, you watch the Oscars.
Right. And I
haven't
wonder
watched-
why. I feel like the Grammys is often more accessible in terms of like, especially more recently. The Grammys are more accessible in terms of like just how many people know these pop stars and these rappers and so on and so forth. But like sometimes the films are like indies or they might not be screening at like your local AMC or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I know. I feel like I like TV more than movies sometimes. I don't know. It's hard to say. But
I know.
Yeah, I like the Emmys more. But I haven't watched either in 5 ever.
I know. I feel like the little bit that I watched of the Oscars this year is the little bit that everybody watched.
Yeah.
So
I think the last ceremony I watched live was the Oscars where La La Land accidentally won. And that was like truly amazing.
That I will literally never for the rest of my life forget Ryan Gosling on stage cackling at just how awkward it was. And it has become a meme, and he's just behind somebody's shoulder snickering to himself. It is truly amazing.
I feel like that's truly it's really a fever dream of someone who loses an award for the announcer to come out and be like, oh, actually, we announced the wrong person. Moonlight won. Or like when it happened at the, what's his face? Steve Harvey did it at the, at like Miss USA or Miss Universe. Like, and that one's even, well, no, it's all bad because the winner gets like so much fanfare. But I feel like at Miss USA, it's like confetti. She gets crowned, she gets flowers, and they have to come out and like take it all back.
Take it all off of her. Woof.
That's the worst way to get second place, is to think you got first and then have it taken away.
If that ever happens to me, you better believe that that's my last day on Earth.
Yeah.
Sorry. That is probably, it's not something I would ever recover from.
But I really feel like Steve Harvey handled it well. Like, for what it was, he handled it well. And he came out on his own to fix the mistake. Because I'm sure they're like, we'll do something. He's like, no, I'm just going to go out and own up to it.
Right.
So say what you want about Steve Harvey. I don't really have like opinions on him because I don't know anything that he stands for. But I will say, I feel like he handled that well.
Yeah, I think so too. For all things considered, it is probably like a horrible situation to be in your career, but it would have been so much worse if like he hadn't
owned up to it.
Yeah, what did he say? I feel like what he said ended up becoming a meme.
I don't know. Well, he just said like, I'm sorry, it was my fault the way it was written on the card. And it was confusing. It's like, why don't you guys write, like, that should be made a little more obvious. And like with La La Land and Moonlight, they gave him
the wrong card.
And it had Emma Stone winning for Best Actress.
Right.
And so he was looking at it and he was confused. And then the co-presenter was like, oh, just give it. She thought that he was like being funny or like couldn't read it. She's like, just give it to me. And she saw La La Land and read it.
Yeah.
So
whoops.
Whoopsie doozle. It's not really their fault. It's
not,
whoever handled them the thing. Anyways, that's our opinion on flubs. And
if anybody's asking, that's what we think. Oh my God.
People have been begging us. Asking.
I remember I think it was at the producer or the director. He was like, no, Moonlight did win. Moonlight won. And he was like, he was like in the mic. Oh my God. I'm never going to forget that. I got to watch a clip of this later tonight. It's truly. Anyway, if you have not seen that live for whatever reason, because of the rock you've been living under, now's your chance to look it up. And then please look up the Ryan Gosling memes because they're truly like next level.
Yeah.
I've always said that. Anyway, shall we move into hits and shits?
Yes.
Okay. I have some news first and foremost. Just a little bit just a little bit of news. Okay. I'm pulling up my news. Okay, so if you have been listening to us for a while, or maybe not, maybe you just tune in occasionally, you may or may not remember when we had an author on the podcast talking about their graphic novel. The author is Haley Gold. Haley wrote a graphic novel called Letters to Margaret. Grace and I had the opportunity to read it before it was published, which was really cool. We had Haley on the podcast. We talked about the novel a bit. Well, exciting news. The book is now available for purchase. You can purchase the book at loansharkgames.com. The book is called Letters to Margaret. Definitely head over there. It's really interesting because it's a graphic novel about, the cross world. And it actually has puzzles constructed by Andy Kravis, who's big in the cross world. So check it out. We'll share the link in the description. Just click the link, purchase the book. I believe, let me see, Haley said that she's working on a sequel to the graphic novel, and there's a ton of crossworld people involved. Nam Jin Yoon, Patrick Berry, Will Nediger, to name some of them. So yeah, head over to the link, support the book. Congratulations, Haley, and all involved in Letters to Margaret. Very good stuff.
Very good.
That's my news.
Thank you.
That's what I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got. I didn't do anything this week. I didn't do a single crossword. I just prepared for that specific snippet.
And you delivered it amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amazingly, I should say. I basically only did New Yorker puzzles this week. Kind of felt weird.
Who is she? She gave me shit last week when I professed my love about the New Yorker. She's like, we get it, Eli. The New York. Yeah, well, guess what, Grace? Welcome aboard the train, the New Yorker train.
Mm-hmm. There were a lot that I liked. For example, the Monday, April 11th New Yorker by Cameron Austin Collins.
Oh, yeah.
15 across, provided with a bed, ? Is on rice.
Mm-hmm.
29 across, need to save, ? Hero complex.
It's really good.
45 across, opening that might get shut in a pinch. Nostril. 50 across, place for a tuxedo to hang. A cat spa. Which, what is a cat spa? And can I send my cat to it because he has dry skin?
Seriously.
16 down, soul caretakers, ? But it's SOLE. And it was pedicurists.
Love it.
And then 34 down, purchases often assembled before delivery, ? And the answer was cribs. That's like riddle style.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
Chelsea and I had to solve a riddle the other day, and we struggled. It was part of an escape room, and it was...
Truly.
We need to brush up on our riddles.
I'm really bad at riddles.
Stumped, and it was really embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm really bad at riddles, and I should be able to put something together with all of my crossword wordplay nonsense and whatever, but for whatever reason, this relatively simple riddle
that I feel like
us.
I've heard before.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
But anyways, all to say that if we got to a bridge and there was a troll underneath that we had to like answer some riddles, we would not make it to the other side.
It would take us a long time, or we would just get eaten by the troll.
We'd be like, let's write out
every possible word.
Yeah, it was like an escape room. They have alpha locks a lot of the time, so we knew it was a 4-letter word, and there are only a certain number of letters on this lock. It didn't have the whole alphabet, so we like wrote out line by line all the possible letters and had to do it. It's really embarrassing.
It was embarrassing,
we did it, and we escaped from the room.
We escaped.
We have strengths in other areas.
Yeah, not at those things. Also from that Cameron Austin Collins New Yorker, I liked 13 down, 1 making cutting observations, ? And the answer is hall monitor, which is so good. And then...
That was a big deal in elementary school. Like if someone cut you in line, disrespectful.
Oh. Yes.
Like without asking you.
Did you have hall monitors?
Yeah, we did.
We didn't.
Oh, cutting class.
Cutting class.
Okay.
She's with us, folks. She's arrived.
Yeah. No one was, well, I don't really think people are cutting class in elementary school. I don't think we had hall monitors in middle and high school.
We definitely didn't have them in high school.
That were students.
Yeah.
And we actually called them safety patrol.
Oh, okay. We just had really, really annoying teachers that would yell at us to wear our lanyards.
Same. But
and I'm like, okay.
I don't know. I kind of understand too, because you don't want some rando coming into the school that doesn't go there, although
for sure.
Seems to be the people who hurt schools tend to go there. So I don't know how much the lanyards are.
I mean,
protecting.
Yeah, exactly. Also from that puzzle, we had 2 of our topics showed up in the Cameron Austin Collins puzzle. 32 across, traditional New Orleans celebration of the departed. The answer was jazz funeral. And Grace covered what I think was traditional death practices. The episode was in episode 34. It was a while ago. Episode 34 called 4 Inventions and a Funeral. Such a good title, because I also talk about the 4 great inventions from ancient China. Check it out. We talk about jazz funerals there. And then this one stumped Matt and I because we're idiots. 3 down, mythical figure that might elicit a stone-faced reaction. Immediately we were like, Medusa, didn't fit. And then there was an O in there, and we were like, oh, what could this possibly be? We're like, oh, Cyclops also does something like that, so let's fill that in. And it was just 1 letter too short, and we're like, what could this possibly be? And until the very end, and we finally filled in Gorgon, which is what Medusa is. Medusa is the name of a Gorgon, which is a mythical beast. Anyway, I don't have that episode.
And that was your topic.
That was my topic. I don't have that episode written down, but if you want to play that fun little game where you like search through our topics and try and figure out where I talk about Medusa, have fun. That's a good one. But yeah, Medusa is a Gorgon. Never forget it.
But not all Gorgons are Medusa.
It's true. I do have one shit, and it actually showed up in this puzzle.
Say it.
It's a light shit, but it's whatever. I'm sorry. 26 down. According to moi. And the answer was says me, spelled Sezme. My first,
I feel like I've seen that in crosswords before.
I have too, and I never like it because I've never heard anybody say that or write it and like write it in that way. And I think my first point of contention is that it says, according to moi, when you have a language in a crossword clue, that usually means that the answer will then also be in that language. So if you have like one word in French or one word in Spanish in a crossword clue, that usually indicates that the answer will also be in that language, Spanish or French. So when you see according to moi, my initial thing says, oh, it's going to be in French. It's not in French.
Well, is says French related?
It's not. Not that I could find and not that I know of. S-E-Z. From what I found on like Urban Dictionary, it's just like a colloquialism that people just say. Like, says me. I'm like, who says this?
Who says it with a Z?
Exactly. I think that's the thing that got me, is that it says, it's spelled S-E-Z. If I'm wrong, if my French knowledge is off, please let me know. But like I said, it's a light shit. I really don't have, it's one of those, you put the answer and you're like, ugh. I'm like, I hope it's not says me with a Z. And then it ends up being that and you just groan. That's what I mean.
Be careful what you hope for.
Life lessons here on Two Girls One Crossword. I will talk about the Friday, April 8th New Yorker by Patrick Berry.
I didn't get on.
The theme was fun. It's called Imposter Syndrome. And I'll just go through the themed answers. There wasn't like a revealer, but I think you'll get it by the time I finish going through the themed answers. 21 across. Hand signals to the jury, ? And the answer was
illegal.
No. Court gestures.
Nice.
Instead of court jesters, which is also another topic that I did jesters a while ago. Anyway, 32 across. History class presented on the Second Punic War, ? Hannibal lecture.
Nice.
And then 41 across. Unusually speedy ascent to heaven, ? I think this is my favorite clue and answer of the week. Velociraptor. I loved it. Very good.
But those were all just like random plays on words.
I think so. I did not look into what made this theme imposter syndrome. So if anybody wants to write and tell me.
You're like, wait, maybe I should think about this hard. I don't have time to think about
I don't. I just really liked the clues and the answers. I thought they were fun. Anyway. That's me. I'm a fun girl with light touch. What can I say?
People do say that about you.
Thank you.
I thought this clue in the April 13th New Yorker by Patrick Berry. Man, Patrick is getting published left and right.
He's getting down and dirty at the New Yorker.
24 across. This seems like shady to White Zinfandel. Said unlikely fan of White Zinfandel. And the answer is wine snob.
Yeah, there's some shade out there.
I don't know. I'm literally not snobby about anything. So I don't know. Oh wait, sorry. That was my only one from that puzzle.
Okay. Shout out to the Thursday, April 14th New York Times by Ashish Vengsarkar and Narayan Venkatasubramanian. Sorry. 6 across. I haven't finished this puzzle. I figured out a couple of the themed answers, and I have the revealer, but I have no goddamn clue what's going on right now. So I may or may not talk about it next time. I don't know if Grace did this one, but I have no idea. But 6 across. Showbiz Grand Slam was EGOT. The answer was EGOT. It's just nice to see one of Grace's topics show up so soon after she...
listening.
I know. So soon after she covered it. Grace covered EGOTs in episode 124, The American Dream. And this is... I'm just going to plug us here. Sometimes I'm thinking, listeners are sitting there like, why do we do this? Why do we learn? Obviously, our listeners don't do this because they listen to us, so they like us for some reason. The reason we do talk about topics is so that when things like this happen, after we've talked about it, you can just fill in the answers and you're like, more well-versed in various trivia things, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many times did our past topics come up in the crosswords this week? A ton.
Yes.
And this is why we do what we do.
This is why. For you.
Never once have you said thank you. No, you don't have to say thank you unless you want to. Anyway, that's it. Okay.
I liked a couple from the Thursday, April 14th New Yorker by Robin Weintraub. I always know I'm going to like a puzzle if I see Robin Weintraub.
Always, always.
20 across, derogatory or affectionate term for a sci-fi convention or debate tournament.
Nerd something.
Nerd fest.
So good.
Okay, 2 down. I didn't know this, but maybe you know what this is. Road sign near a jug handle, perhaps. Do you know what a jug handle is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No left turn.
The answer was no left turn.
Yeah.
Was the sign that might be. So I was like, what the heck's a jug handle?
Welcome to New Jersey, baby.
Yeah, exactly. It's one word. It is a type of ramp or slip road that changes the way traffic turns left at an at-grade intersection. And says the jug handle is also known as the Jersey left due to its association with the U.S. state of New Jersey. Although this term is also locally used for an abrupt left at the beginning of a green light cycle. Is that a Jersey left? Like you try and go before the other cars?
No. So in Jersey, a jug handle is literally like if you're coming up to, say you're on like a highway or like some sort of 4-lane, 3-lane road that might not necessarily be like an interstate or something.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming up to a light and you want to turn left. You cannot turn left at the light. There is no left-hand turning lane. You have to turn off, go around.
You have to go right before you can go left.
The jug, pull up to the light, and then cross the highway. That's a jug handle. Actually, in my hometown, right at one of the most prominent jug handles, there's a bar, a local like bar. We just call it the Jug because it's at the jug handle. I've thankfully never been
inside a jug handle.
It's on the outside of the jug handle, so you can like pull off. Yeah, we just call it the Jug. Anyway, yes, that is so funny.
Well, okay, but it says it's also used locally for an abrupt left at the beginning of a green light cycle. So I think if you don't make the jug handle, but you still need to turn left, some people illegally.
Oh, I would not be surprised.
Go.
I've never heard it
and
used
for that. It's called a Jersey left.
Yeah, but I only lived in Jersey until I was 18. To be fair, so
she doesn't know all the slang.
I have lost some of the slang. Okay. Speaking about themes of ours that show up in puzzles, let's talk about where is it? The Wednesday, April 13th New York Times by Rebecca Goldstein. The theme, 38 down, one name for a game depicted in this puzzle. The answer is Rochambeau. Do you remember what Rochambeau is?
No, I'm only thinking of Hamilton right now. Oh, rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors, baby. And so the theme of the puzzle was rock, paper, scissors. It was really cute. So there are 3 clues interspersed throughout the puzzle, and they are 3 down, cutter, 23 down, breaker, and 54 across, coverer. And so cutter, the answer was scissors. Breaker, the answer was rock, and coverer, the answer was paper. Cute, right? But here's the catch. So 3 down, cutter, the answer was scissors. Scissors, 3 down, fell between a diagonal of circles, spelling out the word paper. So scissors cuts through paper.
Through paper.
23 down, breaker, rock. Rock was in between the 2 tails of a V made up of circles that spelled out scissors.
Wow.
And then 54 across, coverer, paper. The word paper fell over top 4 circles in the shape of a square, and the letters inside the circles spelled rock. So paper covers rock. Cute, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I talk about rock, paper, scissors in... Oh, damn. Did I even put it in here? No. I thought I did. Oh, yes. Episode 117, A Game of Chance, ? You wish. You wish.
Oh, yeah, I did mine on making wishes.
Yes, you did.
Sometimes it's like I try and guess what the topics are based on.
Based on the title, yeah.
Yeah. Every time I go make the poll, I'm like, what did we do our topics on again? I have to like look at the title and like think. It's like a little brain a brain game for me.
I know. I only have one puzzle left, but were you going to talk about the Eric Agard New Yorker?
Hold on. I only had one clue highlighted in there.
Okay.
On the Tuesday, April 12th by Eric Agard.
Yeah.
14 down, food sometimes referred to as adult Lunchables. Charcuterie.
It's true. It's so true.
I miss a Lunchable.
I could eat so much cheese right now. I really could. Yeah. I also liked 37 across. Page turners that are easy to read, ?
Yes.
Or easy to put down, ? Hate reads, which is, Grace and I have used that term to describe reading Twilight. Well, but I feel like it's turned into like actual adoration. So,
the opposite of love is not hate.
It's true.
I like the Twilight movies.
Yeah,
okay?
Me too.
I said it. They're entertaining, and I've watched them like a million times over, and I still am always down to watch, especially like with a group.
Yes, that's true. No shade to Twilight. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I liked this one too. # Black Lives Matter statements from companies that underpay their Black employees, for instance. That was 28 down. And the answer is lip service. And that's it. That's it, folks. That's where I'm ending my hits and shits this week. Happy crosswording. Do you have anything else?
Well, no.
Oh.
I'm done too.
She's done, which means, ladies and gents,
time of day.
It's that time of day. Just pulling up the coin, because our coin is virtual, so I got to pull it up.
We don't own. Actually, I feel like I do have. No. I swear there was a dime on my desk. Oh, it's right there. But I'm worried I'm going to flip it and then it's going to like.
That reminds me of the TikTok of the son talking to his mom. And she's like, what do you mean you don't have a printer? He's like, what would I print out? And she's like, David, talk to me serious right now. Where do you print your papers? And he's like, I come here
and print things. I actually do have a printer because I need it for work.
Yeah, we have a printer
but I've
too.
had it since before work.
But we rarely use it because it stopped working. And now we're just like, why would we try to fix it? We literally never need to use a printer.
You can always print things at your local public library.
That's true.
For a fee.
10 cents, that dime that Grace has got in her hand right now.
Should I do a manual flip?
Should we do a manual flip? Well, my sounds won't line up. I got sound design that I do.
Okay. Then do the manual flip here. Or do the...
Okay. Well, you could do the manual flip and then whatever. I'm doing the virtual flip. Okay, we'll talk about this off camera and then maybe we'll introduce a manual flip. I'm flipping the digital coin now. I feel like Grace...
It's rigged. If it's heads again, it's rigged.
Should I say that it's tails?
It's heads. Oh my God. Fine. It's fine. You go first.
I'm sorry. I don't like to go first all the time.
Put all my stuff away and shut up.
Yeah, shut up. My topic comes from the Monday, April 11th New York Times by Rachel Simon. 63 down. Verb on a candy heart.
Bite.
And the answer is love. L-U-V, baby. I'm talking about candy hearts.
Cute.
I'm very excited about this topic. Do you like candy hearts? When was the last time you had a candy heart? Can you remember?
This Valentine's Day.
Oh, do you remember what they said?
I feel like they were like yassified. One of them said yas on it, like
really?
YASS. Yes. Who gave those to me? I forget. Oh, my mom gave them to me when I...
That's funny.
Because she had gotten them for my niece and nephew, but then she was like, there's like too much candy for them. So she gave them to me and they said weird stuff on it. But yes.
Do you remember what brand you got?
They're Sweet Tart, I believe.
Sweet Tart or Sweet Heart?
Sweet Tart.
Okay. I'm not talking about Sweet Tart today.
Okay.
Sorry.
Then I'll just leave.
You should go. You should probably go. I'm talking about candy hearts, also known as Sweet Tarts with a T, the ones that Grace got for Valentine's this year, or Sweet Hearts, or Conversation Hearts, or Love Hearts. The 3 popular brands in the US are Sweet Tarts, Sweet Hearts, and Conversation Hearts. And then Love Hearts is what they're called in the UK. So Candy Hearts are small heart-shaped sugar candies sold around Valentine's Day, and they have these little messages on them like be mine, kiss me, call me, those kinds of things. And I'm going to be talking mostly about the American Candy Hearts, well, exclusively about the American Candy Hearts. But just like I said, the British version is called Love Hearts, and they are manufactured by Swizzles Matlow. They started production Swizzles Matlow in 1954.
Do they say different things in the UK?
I think they do. Yeah.
Like, it's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
It's Valentine's Day, love, isn't it?
We love our UK listeners. We really do. But we also love to do a horrible British accent. And we apologize for it, but it's hard.
How can I stop? I can't stop. Sorry.
No.
This is who
God forbid we hang out with British people in real life. We have to really control ourselves.
Yeah. I just remember all the times we use the British accent. It's so much fun. Anyway, if you live outside of the United States, let us know if there is a candy like Candy Hearts in your culture, in your country, whatever. I'd be curious to know. But let's go back to America. The most famous Candy Hearts brand is probably Sweet Hearts. They were originally made by the Necco Company, which stands for the New England Confectionery Company, which was founded in 1901. Candy making, which is interesting, in the United States, has origins in the pharmacist trade. So until the late 1800s, pharmacists either mixed drugs prescribed by doctors into liquid cocktails, yum, or pressed them into lozenges for the patients to suck on or eat. And these lozenges were made mostly of sugar to kind of mask the bitter taste of the medicine inside. Makes sense. In comes this guy named Oliver R. Chase. He was a Boston-born druggist. And before you, head into the gutters, a druggist is somebody who makes medicine for pharmacists. Okay, he's not a druggie, whatever, even if he was a druggist. He invented a small machine that automated the lozenge pressing and cutting process, because this used to be done by hand, like manually. You got to get all the sugar going, all the medicine going, and then press it and cut it into these like bite-sized.
That's why we used to have a 40-hour work week, because people had to do that by hand.
Exactly. Because people were in the lozenge factories doing the lozenge pressing by hand. We don't press our lozenges by hands now, folks. Wake up. Anyway, so he invented this machine, right? And they like revolutionized the lozenge pressing industry. He decided to team up with his brother to form Chase and Company in 1847 when they realized that they could use the lozenge machine to create candies instead. Go figure. Chase and Company eventually merged with 3 other companies and formed Necco in 1901. One of the first and most famous candies produced by the Necco Company were what they called Hub Wafers, first produced in 1847, but then they got a name change in 1901. Do you know what they were changed to?
Nilla Wafers?
Necco Wafers.
Oh, wait. I know Necco Wafers. I feel like that comes up in the crossword.
I think sometimes. It does, yeah. So Necco Wafers. Thank you, Chase brothers. Oliver R. Chase and his brother Daniel.
That was a much more obvious answer for me to have chosen.
Well, I think you might have just had a brain melt because you said Nilla Wafers. You knew that wafers were there.
But aren't Nilla Wafers a thing?
Yeah, they're a cookie. But,
okay.
I think you were on the right path. You just turned your eye a little bit.
It happens.
It happens. Anyway, okay. So, yeah, Necco Wafers, name change, 1901. Hub wafers or Necco wafers were carried by Union soldiers during the Civil War and also by U.S. soldiers in both World Wars. Many former soldiers became faithful customers and continued to buy the wafers upon returning home.
Why was so much of our economy based on what returning soldiers were interested in? That always comes up.
I guess because so many of them were gone that when they came back, it was just it just shifted the economy. I'm obviously not an economist, but that's what I would say. Okay.
In my professional opinion.
Well, Grace is an accountant.
It's not the same.
You're closer to an economist than me.
Sure. Economist adjacent.
Yeah. I am economist I'm not even in the same room, let alone I'm not even on the same block as Economist. Maybe not even the same city. I feel like you are like 2 train stops away at the very least.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Necco Wafers right now. Some other famous Necco candies that you might know about. Mary Jane's, Clark bars, Sky bars, and my personal favorite, candy buttons.
I love candy buttons.
Yes. And I think about how disgusting they were to eat. You're just like...
You're like licking this piece of paper.
Yeah, just disgusting. But
also, it's like, sometimes stuff like that makes me mad, because it's like, just put it all in a bag then. I mean, that's the fun of it. But like Pez. It's like, I'm supposed to eat one Pez?
I know.
In what world? That's like eating one Skittle. Same with non-minty flavored Tic Tac.
I hear you.
It's like one orange Tic Tac satiates you. It's like having one M&M.
Do not give this girl a case of Tic Tacs that are non-minty flavored.
Or Altoids that aren't like,
She will go
I will end it.
Pez actually showed up in the crossword this week about, like, they had originally been marketed to people about, like, to help them stop smoking. I had no idea. Pez would be a really good topic. I actually went to school in Connecticut where the Pez Museum exists. So
wow.
It's a pretty big deal, actually. So anyway, not to like flex or anything. I've actually never been to the Pez Museum, but whatever. Back to sweethearts. So Oliver Chase invents his lozenge pressing machine in the mid-1800s, and then he and his brother form Chase and Company, and they start making pressed sugar candies. Popular pressed shapes at the time were things like horseshoes and baseballs and shells. One of the most popular shapes was the scallop shell, which sort of resembles today's fortune cookie. Each candy contained strips of colored paper with messages written on them, stuffed inside.
Okay.
Very cute. Then, in 1866, Daniel Chase, Oliver's brother, invented a machine that would stamp messages onto the sugared candies using red vegetable dye. These printed sugar candies were popular at weddings and had witty sayings like, "Married in pink, he will take a drink," or "Married in white, you have chosen right," or "Married in satin, love will not be lasting." What?
That one doesn't even rhyme.
That doesn't even make sense. Yes, this is back in the days when white wedding dresses was not like the standard, okay? Anyway.
Yeah, you want it to be white, though.
Do you?
It meant you were pure.
Well, that started, it was one of the queens wore a white wedding dress, and that kind of like changed the whole thing. But
didn't it say if you married in white, you married right?
Married in pink, he will take a drink. Married in white, you have chosen right. Yes. So maybe at this point,
feels sexist to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm feeling that here. You might notice that these phrases are pretty long. Okay.
Yeah.
The candies used to be a bit bigger than what I'm sure you're thinking of when you think of like a candy heart. They also used to get requests for different phrases, such as, "Please send me a lock of your hair by return mail." Talk about weird. Anyway. But the famous sweethearts weren't officially made until the creation of Necco. The sweethearts first were made in 1902, and these candies were much smaller, which meant they needed much smaller phrases. And some of the earliest phrases seen on sweethearts can still be found on the little candies today, such as "be mine," "miss you," and "love you." And "love you" is "you," the letter, of course. I think when I think about candy hearts, I think about like how they use the alphabet or potentially symbols, or like they misspell words to make the phrases actually fit on the candy heart. There are actually 2 sizes of candy heart. There's the really tiny ones, and then there's ones that are a little bit bigger. So there's ones that are about the size of a dime, and another that's like a little smaller than a quarter. I think the ones that are like dime sized are more popular.
Common,
right. So sweethearts were a hit, of course, and have been in the U.S. From 1902 until today. They were introduced, Sweethearts has introduced many variations over time. There's sugar-free hearts. They introduced a messages in Spanish sweetheart called En Español sweethearts. I think those were discontinued. There's chocolate sweethearts and customizable sweethearts.
Chocolate sweethearts?
Yes. So I think that's kind of cute. I think I would probably actually go for chocolate over.
I know. I wonder what the writing, is it like engraved in?
Or is it icing? Right.
Yeah.
All good questions. In 2010, they changed their original sweetheart candy flavors. Marketing research showed that children preferred bolder taste and colors. Original flavors like banana, cherry, and wintergreen were out. And new flavors like blue raspberry, lemon, and green apple were in. And as you can imagine, this caused a bit of a backlash because, the fans from the wars and whatever, the classic fans were like, bring back the old flavors. Necco was inundated with calls, letters, and emails complaining about the change. Facebook pages were created to spread word, and fans ranted on blogs about the new confections' toxic, yuck, and taste like aspirin flavors.
Oh my gosh.
Salty. Some more fun facts for you. More than 8 billion, approximately 13 million pounds of the little hearts are sold in the 6 weeks leading up to Valentine's Day.
Wow.
That's a
the
lot.
Busiest time of year.
Busy.
It's like tax day.
Taxes,
for an accountant.
See, it's all coming together.
It all comes back.
Sweethearts make up 40% of the Valentine's candy market, just behind chocolate. And they have to begin prepping for the Valentine's season in September by mixing the colors for the hearts and getting the packaging printed. Approximately, they can make 10,000 pounds of hearts per day. That's crazy.
Wow.
But this is not even the best part. What is the absolute best part about candy hearts?
Tell me.
The phrases.
Mm-hmm.
The phrases. According to Necco, they try to adjust and update their phrases to align with the sentiments of the time. There's a great article from 2015 on The Atlantic called Sweet Talk, The Chalky Anthropology of Candy Hearts by Megan Garber. The subheader reads, quote, the chatty confections with their LOLs and their I am me's aren't just Valentine's Day novelties. They're also cultural artifacts. So Garber is basically suggesting that, like many things, you can look to Sweethearts and what phrases were on Sweethearts to get a better understanding of whatever mindset the American people were in at the time, which I think is kind of funny.
Come to think of it, I think there was I am me and LOL.
Yes, you're
I
right.
thought I am me should have been DM me. That's next, I think.
Ooh.
That'll be the next change.
Okay, so it's funny you should say that because I'm about to go through some of the phrases you might have seen on Sweethearts throughout the years. Just to say, though, this is not an exhaustive list, of every year's phrase from the inception of Sweethearts in 1902, okay? There's a great Reader's Digest article that breaks down the years 1999 to 2022, which is where I'll be focusing. If you have a favorite phrase that I have not mentioned, please let me know. Because there's a big list, and I kind of culled it to the ones that I really enjoyed or just wanted to flag to you because I thought they were funny. Let's get started with the year 1999. It's important to say that each year that Necco releases these candies, they pick a theme. And the phrases on the candies are from this theme. They always have some of the classics like love you, be mine, that kind of thing, but they also throw in these themed phrases as well. So 1999, theme, now and then. I'll just read them off. Let's do lunch. 1-800-CUPID.
Cute.
As if.
Yes.
And I got you, babe. That's fun.
Cute. I remember seeing as if.
As if. 2000. Celebrating the millennium. 2000 hugs. 2000 kisses. Got love. Like the Got Milk campaign. Girl power. And peace sign.
Yes. Just said peace sign or there was an actual
I think it was
peace sign?
It was an actual peace sign.
I feel like I have seen those too.
2001. Limitless love. Love 2001. And then Odyssey, which I think is a play on 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
And then Moonbeam, You're a Star, Venus, and Stardust. They take these.
Venus doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess it's like the planet of love, but
limitless love.
That would miss the mark for me a bit, that theme that year.
What about 2002, Fashion Forward? We got In Style, Vogue, Très Chic, Diva, What's Up, and You're a QT, spelled U-R-A-Q, the letter Q and the letter T. You are a QT.
I love that.
Very cute. I like that they have What's Up on here because I feel like, do you remember that Bud Light commercials? Like, What's Up? I feel like that, it might have come out around that same time. Anyway, 2003, Love Lessons, Write Me, Teach Me.
Okay.
Love Letter, Pen Pal, Book Club, and let's read.
That one is like speaking to my heart, truly.
2004, happily ever after. And then, of course, you have ever after. New love, dream, charm me, start now, and I am me.
Nice.
I like this one. 2005 was sports themed. The game of love.
Gosh.
Number one fan. Dream team. Fit for love. Be a sport. Love my team. Cheer me on. I like that. Cheer me on is
Love
fun.
my team. But like if someone gets you, it's like, what does it even mean on Valentine's?
I know. They had to come up with these, and then someone approved them, and then they printed them, and then people ate them. It's hilarious.
No, it's fair because they always had like, you know, the main hitters like love you, whatever.
Exactly. 2006, home and family. House party.
Cute.
Call home. Sweet home. Go home. Home soon and homesick.
Cute.
2007 was animal attraction. I included so many of these because I just couldn't call them. They're so funny. Cool cat. Puppy love. Take
Cute.
a walk. My pet. Top dog. You, the letter U, R, the letter R, a tiger. You are a tiger. Go fish. And perfect. Purrfect. Perfect.
I feel like there's always one that's like anti-love.
Yes.
You know?
I think so.
It's like you give that to the person that you don't like.
Exactly.
So just
like
make
go
sure
fish.
they know.
Yeah. 2008. Loves in the forecast. This is like weather themed. I also love all of these. Melt my heart, and the heart was like an emoji. In a fog. Chill out. Cloud 9. Heat wave. Sunshine, and get my drift.
Oh my gosh. Cloud 9 is really cute.
I loved In a Fog. That's really cute.
Yeah.
And then 2009 is Menu of Love, food themed. Recipe for love. Table for two. So the number 4 and the number 2.
That's cute.
Yes.
I like that one.
Stir my heart. Very cute. My treat. Top chef, of course. Sugar pie. Sweet love. Honey bun. Spice it up. And yum, yum. Some good ones.
Okay.
So sadly, got to break in here. Sadly, Necco went bankrupt in 2018. They were sold to Spangler Candy Company. According to Reader's Digest, the candy heart sayings from 2010 to 2019 are lost to time.
No one was keeping track of this?
I'm sure they're in the Spangler Company, like Candy Company's archives, but they're just not publicly accessible. Not only this, but because of the purchase in 2018, Sweethearts weren't available for purchase for the 2019 Valentine's season. It's insane. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
This cultural thing was happening and I didn't even realize.
We were out of the loop.
But they did come back in 2020 with the original pre-2010 flavors.
Ooh.
They went back to the original flavors. Okay. But this is hilarious to me. Due to equipment issues, the hearts were largely missing phrases entirely, or they were printed incompletely.
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? So in 2020, when they were like all effed up, they had used, the theme was classic throwbacks. So they kind of put in like all of the classics from previous years, some of which were Heart of Gold, which is like an emoji heart, Crazy 4, and then the letter U, Cupcake, Heartthrob, I Heart You, Me Plus You, My Boo, and You Flirt. But as of 2021, things are back to normal. 2021 themed was love songs. I loved this one. Here are some love songs that made it onto the Candy Hearts. At Last. At last. And then Happy Together. I Got You, Babe. This is my favorite. Love Shack.
Cute.
Love Me Tender. My Girl. Sugar Sugar. And Summer Lovin'. How fun.
Sugar Sugar's cute because it's candy. Some of these songs, it's like, how'd they fit all of that on there?
So Happy Together is happy and then 2, the number 2 together. Love Shack. Shack is missing the E. I Got You,
E in
Babe.
Shack.
Or sorry, the C. Sorry, the C. I was like looking at this, I was like, there's one letter missing, and I just went with E. So 2022 theme was words of encouragement. I feel like the Sweethearts is like, everybody needs some words of encouragement after these 2 crazy years. And so these are their words of encouragement for us this year. Proud of you. Don't quit. I'm like, okay, is that like a pep talk to me? Or are you trying to tell the workforce not to quit their jobs? Can't tell. Good job. Push through. Be you. Fear less, 2 words, and then chin up.
Cute. Well, now that I know they come out with new ones every year, I feel like I'm gonna have to buy them every year to see what the theme is.
I know. And they announced the theme on their website, so we'll have to follow along. And I would, of course, be remiss if I did not talk about this particular fact, Grace. I didn't mention the 2010 theme. While other themes between 2010 and 2019 are lost, 2010 lives on forever and ever. In 2010, Sweethearts were released as a limited edition. Sweethearts, Forbidden Fruits. Why? In conjunction with the release of the Twilight film New Moon's DVD,
I knew.
In early 2010, Necco released Twilight-themed Sweethearts.
Oh my God, what were they?
Okay. So there's a special Twilight box and special Twilight flavors and, of course, special Twilight phrases. Which
Can you buy these anymore?
On eBay.
Oh, how much are they, though?
$2. I kid you not.
$2?
Yes. I found them.
I'm going on eBay later tonight. Have you bought them already?
No, but they're there.
I'll look into it.
Okay. Here are the phrases. Soulmate. Bite me.
I knew there was a bite me one. I feel like I had seen that one before.
Yes. Secret. I heart EC, which means Edward Cullen for you casuals out there. Live forever. Dazzle. With you. This one I hate. Lamb.
Oh, barf.
I know. Bad guy. You are my life. Always. I trust you. I love you. And forks. I saw people there was a candy blog talking about it, and people were like, what does forks have to do with Twilight? And people were like, actually, Forks is the town that Bella moves to when she goes to live with her father.
How would they not know that?
I know. And then I know I've been going on for a long time, but I have to talk about the list of the most notable but retired phrases that Necco sent to the Atlantic in 2013. And I will read them out. And the last one on this list, you and I need to talk about.
Okay.
Dig me. Hot cha. Saucy boy. I love it. Girl power. Oh, you kid. Why not? Which is consent questionable. Groovy. Cool dude. My such eyes. Fax me. Hep cat, spelled H-E-P cat. I don't know what that means. Tell me how. You are late. And then 1-800-CUPID. The peace sign. Yeah, right. Oh boy. You rock. Let's read. And the heaviest hitter on this list is you are gay. Yes.
Wait, why'd they take that off? Did they mean it like you're happy? How long ago did that come out?
I think it was early 2000s.
So no.
But it just made me think of you're gay. The TikTok sound.
It is kind of random. It's just matter of fact,
You are gay.
It's not
you are gay.
So you are gay.
But I'm wondering if that was how you said that they have one negative one every year? Was that their negative one that year?
No.
The early 2000s? No, I know.
People were using that as a derogatory,
you're gay.
That was,
yeah. And then last, I will end on this. Amazingly, Necco also toyed with putting the phrase pucker up, but apparently the industrial machine has a habit of printing P's that look like F's, so they decided not to.
Do not take that risk.
Do not.
I'm telling you, take it from me.
Yeah.
Do not take that risk.
Anyway.
Okay, so this is the real question then. If you get a candy heart tattoo, what phrase would you get inside? Wow. I feel like I'd get forks, to be honest.
I might get you are gay or fax me.
Yeah. Or the fax me one is good. I like 1-800-CUPID as well.
Or let's read.
Yeah.
I feel like Alex would get let's read.
She would. I'll pose it to her. But those are good.
You're gay. Anyway, that's a TikTok sound and it's fine. That's Sweethearts.
I want to know what the thought process was behind that.
I know. I cannot wait for 2023's list.
I know.
What could it possibly be?
What month are we in? We got time.
I
wonder if they spend all year thinking of it.
They've got to. Anyway,
well,
that's Sweethearts. Yeah. And we'll tune in next year. We should make sure next year for Valentine's Day we bring Sweethearts on the pod.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. Talk about the theme.
Hearts. And then this is another heart I can do.
Check out our YouTube if you want to see Chelsea's heart hand signals.
What's this one? This is a cute one. Anyway, okay, let's move on.
That's like Tumblr era. My topic comes from the April 14th USA Today puzzle called Middle Seas by Matthew Stock, edited by Eric Agard. 50 across. Footbags.
Footbags?
Hacky sacks.
Oh, I'm like literally thinking about feet with bags on them. Like, you know, when you do like the foot peels.
No.
I was are you doing foot peels today? Which is strange, but hacky sacks. Okay. We got Miss Sporty over here.
That's me. Just an athlete. All right. Hacky sack. A hacky sack is a foot bag, but not every foot bag is a hacky sack. That's my new way to explain things because I feel like it comes up a lot.
Okay, I'm here. I'm following.
So, a foot bag is a small round bag, usually filled with plastic pelts or sand, that is kept in the air by using all parts of the body except for the hands and arms as part of a competitive game or a display of dexterity, just showing off.
Mm-hmm.
Hacky sack is a specific brand of foot bag that got extremely popular in the 1970s and has since become a generic trademark like Q-tip or Kleenex. So,
got it.
If you're out there calling every foot bag you see a hacky sack, you may be incorrect.
You're a casual.
Mm-hmm. But before hacky sack hit the scene in the 70s, the game or concept of foot bag had already been established for centuries.
Kind of like Pogs, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And just like Pogs, we have to go to Asia to find the first earliest record of foot bag was a game created by Chinese Emperor Huang Ti in 2597 BC, so a very long time ago.
Holy crap, we're going way back.
Yeah. T's kicking object was constructed of leather, filled with hair, and was oblong in shape. It was called Amari, and the game was called Kamari, and it wasn't just used for fun either. The emperor's military would use it as part of their physical training and conditioning. I mean, it's a lot of coordination.
Yeah, seriously.
Jumping back to current day, in China, Japan, and Korea, a game known as shuttlecock has been played for more than 2,000 years. I feel like I never knew what shuttlecock was, but I knew that it existed.
I've seen it in many a K-drama, so I'm not surprised to learn this. Right. But
so you know.
Yeah.
This game uses a small feathered disc-like object to kick and pass between players. While the discs vary based on the region and the time, most are flat bases, about 1.5 inches in diameter. In ancient Japan, the game was also used to train the military, with officers forming clubs and standardizing rules. In Korea, according to his website, the game is played for practical reasons by shopkeepers and street vendors as a method of keeping their feet warm in the cool weather. Oh. You gotta keep moving your feet sometimes.
You gotta move the feet.
Sepak takraw is the national sport of Malaysia.
Ah.
So they actually have like a footbag game as their national sport. Damn. It's been around for over 1,000 years, and it includes kicking a round rattan 6-inch ball called a takraw over a 5-foot high net.
Ah.
So it's like add in like a volleyball net.
Yep.
A short volleyball net to a hacky sack.
I've seen this.
Yes. And then, of course, there is soccer, which has evolved tremendously. But basically, foot-kicking games have been around since forever, since humans were bored and wanted something to do
with their feet.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes back to feet.
Humans' obsession with feet. So let's talk about hacky sack, the brand, and how it came about. It was not an invention. No one really invented hacky sack. It was just like an evolution of already existing game.
Okay.
So it all began in 1972. Mike Marshall had been locked up in a military jail with an American Indian who introduced him to a game of kicking around a bag filled with beans. Now, no other information has been I couldn't find anywhere that why he was in jail, the name or the tribe of the American Indian, but that's the origin story that was around every place I looked.
Okay. So. Well, okay. If somebody is fans of, friends with, related to Mike Marshall, we would like to have the exclusive interview. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you about Mike a little bit later.
Okay.
So, Mike later introduced this game to his friend, John Stahlberger, at a music festival in Oregon. So it was very like, this is the 70s, remember?
Okay, maybe he was just like, he went AWOL. Anyway, go ahead.
No. Well, I mean...
Like, why was he in jail? I'm sorry, I need to know, why was he in jail? Go ahead.
John had sustained a football injury to his knee. So he felt like kicking the, foot kick game was good physical therapy for his leg, and it also improved flexibility, which some people still suggest hacky sack for that to this day. And remember, most sports in the US are upper body focused. It's we have basketball, football are our biggest sports. Soccer isn't just popular here as it is everywhere else. So it was a totally different experience to have a sport focused mostly on your feet and legs. They called this game Hack the Sack. The original bag was 2 fabrics, could be from old clothes, leather, furniture covers, etc., sewn in a square shape and filled with rice, seeds, beans, buttons, or whatever else they could find. But they quickly learned that some things made better filling than others, like rice and seeds might not be the best because they would expand if they got wet. In 1973, they developed a rounder patent that resembled a baseball, and they trademarked their idea as hacky sack. So these days, hacky sacks are more round in shape. The original one was a square, a flatter square. Sadly, in 1974, Mike died of a heart attack at the age of 28.
Oh my!
Again, not much information on this.
Oh my!
I don't know this poor man, what he went through, but yes.
We're not getting that exclusive interview then.
No, we're not.
Sorry to this man.
Yeah. John moved on with the project, and he was granted his first patent in 1976. The initial patent was 2 leather panels filled with buttons. In 1979, he decided that plastic beads would be a better fill. And these days, the most popular fillings are sand, dirt, metal, and beans.
Okay.
John went on to establish the National Hacky Sack Association and established the official game rules, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
The sport immediately started catching on. It was promoted at festivals and workshops. Emphasis was put on proper kicking technique and equal training of both sides of the body. Again, something that wasn't super popular in the US. It especially took off with counterculture groups, particularly high school and college students. It was extremely popular to see groups of hacky sack games outside of Grateful Dead concerts.
Nice.
In 1983, the Whammo Manufacturing Corporation bought the hacky sack rights from John, and they still own it today. So let's talk about hacky sack rules.
Okay.
These are all according to kicksack.com.
Okay.
Here are the main 6 rules for casual group play. Because you can play by yourself, and the objective would just be to keep it in the air as long as possible. But if you're let's say you're at a festival and you want to play with this group, these are the 6 general rules.
Okay.
The first, most obvious, keep the bag aloft.
Okay.
If it hits the ground, start over. You try to get as many kicks in as you can. Second rule, no hands or arms. Everything else is allowed, like your chest, head, shoulder, knees, and of course your feet. Similar to soccer. 3, if the ball drops, the person closest to it will do the serve kick. So serving it is, putting it back in play.
Got it.
In group play, the objective is called the collective hack. A hack is when everyone in the circle has kicked the ball without dropping to the ground. 4, don't hog the ball. You are allowed multiple kicks, but once you get it under control, then it's best etiquette to pass it to someone else. 5th rule, complete the circle. The general goal is to get it around the circle with everyone kicking it once. 2 circles is a double helix or double hack. 3 is a triple hack, etc. So it's the team is working together.
Got it. Oh, it's a co-op.
Yeah. Yes. 6, an optional rule that some circles implement. No apologizing. It's inevitable that someone will drop the bag, but you just have to move on.
This would be at a Grateful Dead concert or festival.
Yeah, exactly. In the beginning, footbags were only kicked and not stalled. But then Kenny Schultz, described as the Michael Jordan of footbag, started creating moves that involved stalling. And stalling is when you stop the ball on the foot during play. It was he changed the game when he did that because that allowed for a bunch of different fancy moves to work out.
Okay.
But outside of casual playing at a festival, there's also professional footbag competitions. There's a whole league and everything.
Okay.
There's basically 2 different styles of professional tournaments. One is consecutive footbag. So the object is to keep the ball aloft for as long as possible. There's speed events where there's a set time. You get like 10 minutes to achieve the highest amount of kicks either you or your partner or group can. And then there's distance events where they set a kick objective. They're like, you have to get 40 kicks, and whoever does it the fastest wins.
Okay.
The other type of footbag tournament is called footbag net. So this is similar to the Malaysian game, the Malaysian sport. It's a court game that can be played in single or doubles, where you have to kick the ball over a 5-foot net. In singles, 2 kicks are allowed per side. In doubles, 3 kicks are allowed. And it's like volleyball, where one player cannot kick the ball twice in a row. So if you want to get in on a team sport, potentially,
here's your chance.
We could do footbag net.
Okay.
Let's say you want to get into hacky sack. There's 3 basic kicks that you can learn.
Okay.
First, the inside kick, where you kick a ball from the inside of your foot where your arch is. You must keep your foot parallel to the ground so the hacky sack goes straight up, which is
sounds
wild
hard.
to me. I know.
Ugh.
Be careful, though. Depending on what the sack is filled with, sand, metal, or dirt, changes the way you kick it. So according to kicksack.com, beginners should start with sand. I think that's the most common one. It's the easiest one to learn with. And I'm going to link this website in the description because it is like a treasure trove of information on hacky sack. And whoever like put it together keeps using I don't know if it's like one person who put together this entire website, but they're very passionate.
Okay. I love this for them.
Yes. The second of the 3 is the outside kick, which is the same thing, but you use the outside of your foot, which also has to be parallel to the ground.
That, yeah.
Seems hard.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of people in hacky sack, like they kind of put their one leg underneath their other.
Right.
Like to kind of get that better parallel angle. And then the final of the 3 is the toe kick. This can either be performed in either a marching motion or a flicking motion. The most important part of this kick is timing, which is how I know I wouldn't be good at it because I'm so bad at like hand-eye coordination stuff.
I played soccer for most of my young adult life, and let's just say that I don't have the best hand-eye coordination. You know, when you have to like do like the keep up, like, you know, trying to like keep the ball off the ground. Like we would do that as part of like our training, and I was the worst at it. So
you don't think you'd be good at hacky sack? I know I'd be horrible at it.
Yeah, it's smaller than a soccer ball, so of course it'd be worse. I'd be bad.
Well, these people aren't bad. I'm going to talk about some Guinness records.
Okay, I want to know about the celebs.
So the most number of people playing a footbag in a circle at one time is 946. The record was organized by Andy Linder and took place at the Cornerstone Festival in Bushnell, Illinois, on July 6, 2001.
Illinois.
The most consecutive footbag kicks with one leg and 2 footbags. So he was basically like juggling 2 footbags with one leg, is 75 kicks. And it was achieved by professional footbagger Taishi Ishida in Niigata, Japan on March 27th, 2021. Recent.
Bravo.
Just a little over a year ago.
Just a year ago.
Congrats. The most consecutive footbag kicks in 10 minutes by a pair is 1,415 by Trisha Jors and Paula Vorvik at Fun in the Park, Wilsonville, Oregon, USA on August 5th, 2006.
Okay.
Then lastly, the furthest distance covered in 1 hour while controlling a footbag was 3.14 miles. Wild. Achieved by Derek Fogel in Las Vegas, Nevada on December 15th, 2018.
Holy heck in a handbasket.
Yeah.
How do you even clear that much like level space to...
Well, he did around a track.
Duh. I'm like, how could they do this in the city of Chicago?
Just down Lakeshore Path, hoping that no one else bumped into them.
Oh. Okay. I see, when you do topics like this, I like... We've talked about this. My toxic trait is that I can do anything. I'm like over here, I'm like, how hard could it be? But I know, the logical side of me knows that I could not perform the way I think I can perform.
Yeah. Well, you know, I hate to talk about when people like romanticize the past because there's a lot of horrible things that are happening. But it is kind of nice to think like that was a universal game that people could play like on a college campus.
Yeah.
Like a group building type thing. Right. I mean, I'm sure there's still stuff like that today, but I feel like everyone's just on their phone these days filming their newest TikTok.
So are we. We're no judgment to anybody who's doing that. We are also doing that. We're just saying, making a general comment, an observation.
You didn't have that back then. You like basically had to talk to people if you wanted any type of like interaction or like in real life.
Hacky sack. Otherwise, you wouldn't make friends.
So everyone around in the 70s is really good at hacky sack.
Everyone's got a lot of friends from the 70s because they were playing hacky sack all day. I feel
like they did an interview with someone who won one of the Guinness records, and he was like, yeah, it just gets kind of hypnotic after a while. And I feel like it would be. Like, if you were good at it,
yeah,
it would be addicting.
You're just like, okay.
I feel like there were definitely people in high school who would bring hacky sacks, and they'd always be hacking away. I was not that person. I do remember people playing hacky sack, and I was never good at it. My brother was good at it because he was good at soccer. Mm-hmm.
So,
well, tell him to bring it back, and maybe you can get on that Guinness World Record.
Get it going. All right. Well, next year on Valentine's Day, we will have not only sweethearts, boxes of sweethearts, and the new conversation phrases. We will also have a Guinness World Record for hacky sacking. Maybe not us personally, but we will have known somebody.
Yeah, we'll update everyone. It'll be our Valentine's Day tradition if there's been any new records. This isn't even a Valentine's Day episode. We're like so far away from Valentine's Day.
I know. I wish I could have saved something like that for like Valentine's Day, but I could not pass this up. I was so excited about it. So
no, it's fair. And I do have the very bottom part of my Valentine's Day balloon, which is still going strong. I do realize that helium is in a shortage. It's my last helium balloon, everyone. So I'm just letting it die of a natural death.
A natural death.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's it and that's all. Like I said earlier, if you have like a fave conversation heart or candy heart like phrase that I didn't cover, or if you had the unique experience of eating the "you're gay" candy heart, let me know.
Please let us know. You can find us on Twitter at The Good Eve Girls.
Or Instagram at The Good Evening Girls.
Or TikTok at The Good Eve Girls.
Come on down. And as always, please keep curious out there because your curiosity keeps us kicking. Kicking a hacky sack. Wow. We're done here.
Full circle. That's it.
That's it.
We should just end now.
End now.
We'll see everyone next week.
Bye.
Bye.